Tim, welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Day-Date II, reference 218206. You can see this massive platinum Day-Date II on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full listing for this watch with additional accessories included in the sale, high-resolution images, and naturally complete pricing details for this discontinued 41mm Day-Date II. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see there's a reason why this one sits at the top of the size hierarchy in the Rolex Day-Date family. It is massive, visually and physically. The watch has a broad stance at 41mm, not including the crown. That's from 9 to 3 across the case. But of course, Rolex Oyster cases are really more like large cushions than round cases, and that goes double for this watch because it features extended solid end links on the President bracelet, and those end links swell its span across the wrist from extremity to extremity out to 53mm, so the watch does have a very impressive stance for a timepiece that's nominally 41mm, but it isn't tall, only 12mm thick. You can see how generously sloped the conical bezel is. This is an easy watch to wear underneath a dress cuff, but when it's out from underneath the sleeve, make no mistake, this one has an impressive visual signature. Now, the watch also features a traditional Rolex President bracelet. While the Day-Date's always been called the President, there is no Rolex President watch. However, the bracelet itself is called the President, and this is a magnificent President. This one features the first application of Rolex's ceramic-coated bracelet pins. This is something that came out with the 218206 back in 2008. Today you can see it on the Day-Date 40 models, but the technology was pioneered on this bracelet with the result that there is none of the rattle, none of the stretch, none of the play that develops over time in Rolex bracelets. The ceramic-coated pins killed that dead. There's also beautiful differentiation of finish. You can see polished down the centers, satin or brushed on the hoods of the outer links, and then on the flanks, high polish. The clasp is everything you would expect of a modern Rolex, especially one wrought from platinum. The crown clasp, as ever, in this iteration, milled out very solid with the 5-point coronet acting as a pivot point. You can see how it actually features a degree of articulation such that it pops the bracelet open rather than simply prying it open as in past versions, with the result that it also closes with a reassuring snap for absolute security and confidence. Now the watch features a case and a bezel all of high polish. Of course, there's no fluting. That particular treatment is reserved for Rolex gold bezels. This watch features sleek, polished, conical, and nicely sloped platinum. Massive, it's also remarkably subtle. Again, platinum is the ultimate metal, the king of metals, and yet a discreet one. From a distance, it plays as steel, beautifully polished steel. So in a lot of ways, platinum is a purist's precious metal. If you're into watches for the sake of the watch, but you want something with incredible heft, for that psychic satisfaction, the premium pull on the wrist of a fine watch, this is a great option. Now the dial is Rolex's signature glacier blue, reserved for its platinum models. You can see it's spectacular. Sunburst metallic. You can see even in the light of my light box, which is soft and diffused, it has an incredible reactive quality. You can see the gleam of those blued, stylized white gold Roman numerals. See how they catch the light? You can also see their height above the dial, all applied by hand. There's a discrete railroad style minutes and seconds track outboard of the hours, and you can see, if you look very carefully, a small numeral outboard of each individual hour station. Now the dial has minimal printing. The graphics are actually fairly muted, and that's one of the advantages of the size of the Day-Date II dial. The printing, which can become somewhat of a clutter and certainly overbearing on smaller Rolex models, seems nicely contained by the sheer scope of the dial. It doesn't become busy. You'll note facets for the day and the date, a nice transition from the plane of the dial down to the day and date discs, as well as less clutter as a result of the Cyclops eye. That's one of the benefits of the bigger case and the bigger dial. It allows the dial to breathe a little more. The Cyclops eye can overwhelm the 36mm watches, but it looks right at home, uncluttered, anything but busy on the 41. Of course, white gold hands, blued at center to match the numerals, and in the case, It's Rolex's caliber 3156, the 3156 in-house 31 jewels bidirectional automatic winding created expressly for this reference. So this express tailored movement is a little bit bigger than the conventional 3155 in the 36mm version of the watch. So 48-hour power reserve, COSC certified Swiss chronometer. It features hacking seconds, so you pull the crown, stop the balance, halt the seconds hand to synchronize to a reference time. A double quick set for the date and the day, so you don't have to rapidly cycle the hands to correct the watch if it runs down. It also features Rolex's own in-house Paraflex shock absorption. Of course, though this watch probably will spend most of its time in formal settings and office environments, nevertheless with the twin lock crown it does have 100-meter water resistance, and of course with a dual anchored balance bridge and a free-sprung balance architecture, it does have the heart of a sports watch, robust and resistant to shock and vibration. It beats away at 4 Hz or 28,800 vibrations per hour. Finally, it does feature a handmade Breguet overcoil hairspring in Rolex's Parachrom alloy, which endows the watch with resistance to magnetic-induced timing deviation, but also to positional or gravitationally induced timing deviation, thanks to the concentric beating of the Breguet overcoil. You can see and you can purchase this Rolex Day-Date II 218206 all in platinum on our website.